Hello, 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 and welcome to another Empyrion guide with your host Akiva. So today I'm going to be looking at the registry system, giving you a quick little walkthrough of it, showing you a couple of things about it so that you can avoid any pitfalls when using it. It's not perfect, but it works. Keep that in mind. Also, don't ask when just please don't ask when it's gonna have a search function. It's not. And that's something that even I have to live with. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the registry, as you can see on screen, is just simple. You have your system names. In this case, there are quite a few of them. The system that you're currently in, the system and sector, will be highlighted in yellow text. And as you can see up at the top, I have a couple of filters. So by default, these are the filters that you will have selected. And as you can see, it is very populated. And it doesn't always auto tell you which system you're in, so you're going to have to scroll through and look for that yellow. Alright, let's move on to the filters. So the filters we have here that I know work well and that I have personally used are the base filter. This is a good one for finding POIs on planets, or depending on the filters on this side. On these three filters, bleh. Okay, so the red one here, which is base, hover over it, you have a pop-up. Show templates for base BA. These are Class A filters. I'm just going to refer to them as that. And over here you have your Class B filters, which are your faction filters. So private, faction, and global. In other words, this one will show you every faction in the game. This one will just show you your faction filters, so like the faction you're in right now, if you've created a faction or joined a faction. This one will show your private ships. Apparently I left something... Oh, right. I left that in beta orbit. Okay. Did not know that. Thank you, Registry. Well, I probably just forgot. So, CVs next. I left cores on these CVs when I killed them, and the database just never deleted them. So those are showing up. If you're not familiar with my channel, you're probably not aware that I eat Toveras for breakfast. Alright, next we have our SV filter. This will show you what planet, sector, or wherever an SV is. This is great for when you're warping between systems and have an SV left behind. Come back to that in a moment. These are HVs. Looks like I left a Timberwolf on one of the planets. Okay, logging. So that'll show you that. And again, this is the private tab, so it's not showing the faction ships. So if I switch that out, you will notice, and switch that to global, you will notice there is a lot of faction infrastructure. Next, we have the global filter, which will show you absolutely everything. As I said, set to global here, global here. Alright, next about the waypoint. Say I wanted to go back to base, but I forgot where it was. How would I figure out where main base is and where the faction is headquartered? Alright, let's set this one to global, and set this one to just this one. Oops, did not mean to do that, I'll come back to that. So as you can see, it's most clamored around this system. I wonder which system it could be, which sector our base could be in. Oh, it could be this one, because it has so many. As you can see, the filters here show HVs. This bar is HVs. This one's SVs, so we have 13 SVs, 21 CVs, and 8 bases. Alright. Alright, let's try something else. What if you wanted to figure out... What if you wanted to track someone and figure out who was last in this sector? Or, so, I'm in some random sector, so this probably won't work. It probably won't show anything, but let's see. Alright, so we go to the registry, we open it up, we do the selection filters for our own ship that's in the sector, which is, whoops, need to deselect that one. And we click on a ship. I don't want a waypoint. I'll come back to that in a minute. So I click on it, and then I go back up to the top. And wouldn't you know it, there's no entries there anymore. But this button over here is lit up. Let's take a look at the proxy log. So this is how you find the proximity log. Great for tracking people in PvP, or if your admin's doing an event and you want to give them a hard time. Yeah, you could, if you know their starting point, but you don't know their end point, like if you know where they've been, you can go there and literally track them through this system. Please don't be a stalker, guys. Please don't stalk streamers. Alright, I had to say that. I'm sorry. Alright, now, waypoints. Let's go ahead and take a look at waypoints. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one up since I've already had it. And I've already set a waypoint on my ship. As you can see here, I've set a waypoint. So you've got that little waypoint there. So let me give you an example of a use case. What if you have a giant home ship? You've got your giant character, not character, flying a character. Yeah, that sounds great. You have your giant carrier. And say you want to park it somewhere where it's going to be safe, but you want to go mining and you don't want it far away. Well, you just warp to a star, and you leave it there. Now, typical wisdom says, and probably everything you've heard says, don't leave your stuff at a star, including this nice little tooltip down here. Warp rift. This sector cannot be locked or directly warped to. You can only warp to it from a different star system or via waypoint, like we're talking to now. How do you set a waypoint on it when not being in the same sector? Well, that's what the registry's for. So, say I was going to, sorry, I need to eat something. Gerald, I thought, never mind, I mean, Gerald, come on, man. You didn't remind me that we only have ration packs now. Really? Okay, fine. Anyways, it really tastes like boot, and I hate it. Tastes like a boot with sauce. Honestly, one that we got from Zyrax. And great. Okay. So, back to the registry. What if one of your ship has a longer warp range, or what if you have an SV, you want to go on exploration with an SV, but you need your carrier ship to stay at the sun? It's not a great ship. I mean, who am I kidding? This is my current carrier ship, and I've got the Hijara docked. But anyways, what if I wanted to go out on my SV and say go to a sector over here? Well, I could definitely do that. Problem is trying to come back. So once you've warped out there, you have the problem of not being able to warp back, because these systems, I'm gonna copy that real quick. These systems have 6 space sectors. You got the top, bottom, right, left, front, back, etc. And whenever you warp in, depending on which way you come in from, so say I was to come from this system, I'd come in on the top. Say if I come in from that system, I might come in on the bottom. Or if I come in from one of these other systems, who knows what sector I'm coming in. So, yeah, that's what the registry's for. So you go into the registry, it doesn't matter where you are in the galaxy, you can view the registry. And you hit this button, Show on HUD Galaxy-wide. Now, this is a great way of getting back to your ship. Now, there are a few other things, like if you were to if I was to say undock this ship, take the other CV, the Hijara, out, and go to another system, and then come back and head to and use that waypoint to come back, it's still going to put me at an arrival sector, a randomly assigned sector depending on where I'm coming from. And then you just, again, warp to that waypoint once you're in that arrival sector. And it may require 2 warps, but you're still going to get back to the same sector as your CV. Alright, that's how to get back to your carrier or your mothership from being on an expedition when you leave it at the sun. Another handy bit of tidbit, or another handy bit of information here that's along the same lines. Occasionally, I've had instances where I've needed to help someone, and they're stuck at a sun sector because they ran out of Pentaxid or something. Normal thinking would be, normal thought process would be like, okay, hey, let's just warp to that sun. That didn't work. Why? 6 arrival sectors. Could be any. So when I do it, I ask them what system they're stuck in, but I also ask them to look at their map, turn on the warp lanes filter, and also tell me the system they warped to the current system they're stuck in from, so that I can warp to that system and then warp to the system they're stuck in and be guaranteed to arrive in the same sector. Okay, maybe not guaranteed, but the likelihood is 99.999 some odd percent. And that's going to allow you to help other players much better. Anyways, one last piece of information. I hope you haven't clicked off. I really do. Make sure to hit that like, that subscribe. Gotta get those plugs in. One last little tidbit. And this is important. When you use the waypoint system here, and use this show HUD galaxy-wide, the only way to get rid of that waypoint is to come back, select the ship that you waypointed, and hit this button again so it's deselected. Now, a pitfall of this system. If I were to say, let me turn the filters right again. If I were to say randomly go after this Chimerat here, click the show on HUD, then I'd go over there, I'd kill it, and then I'd get out of render so it despawns, and then realize, oh, it's still got a waypoint. To my knowledge, if you then select it again in the registry, it won't have a faction tag. And you may not be able to deselect it and get rid of that waypoint unless you hit reset waypoints. The problem with the reset waypoints, which is something that you want to do your absolute best not to hit, is that it resets every single waypoint and sets their status on the screen so that they don't show on your HUD galaxy-wide or even locally. And so for those players that have hundreds of waypoints on their screen, as you can see, I don't have any because I'm not because I can't handle having more than one waypoint because my brain is just like too much clutter, ADHD. Anyways, just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. So whenever you go over to that Chimerat, whoops, did not mean to put that. Well, yeah, I kind of did. So whenever you ever go over to that Chimerat, and before you start engaging it, make sure to go back in and make sure that that little thing is turned off. Or you could alternatively go to this screen and turn it off there. So, yeah. Anyways, that's another filter that I forgot to mention. This filter, I didn't really show it because, well, yeah. This filter allows you to see waypoints, and again, you can use these other filters, these Class A and Class B filters as well. And this will just show you which ones are shown galaxy-wide and allow you to micromanage them. It's sort of a waypoint manager, but I say sort of because it does not manage waypoints created via the map screen, because this is a completely different waypoint screen. It's completely different. Absolutely different. Anyways, this has been a look at the registry. I hope you found it useful. If I missed something, leave a comment. If you think I'm completely nuts, again, leave a comment. I find those comments very entertaining. If you have any suggestions for content that you would like me to do, please leave a comment. I'm looking for more things to do that where there are not enough things on the there's like either not up to date or it's something that just gets overlooked for either Reforged or Vanilla. I don't do Star Salvage, so I don't do any other mods other than Reforged and Vanilla, so I don't do Star Salvage. So yeah, leave a comment. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want to see. Make sure to be kind to your fellow humans. I know that's a novel concept that's kind of gone by the wayside recently, but be kind. Try and do your best, and I will catch you next time. Have a good day. Goodbye. Oh, yes, I'm aware, Gerald. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know that was a little bit OCD. Yeah. Oh, well. I'm sure it'll be fine. What? I'm still recording? Oh, crap. Later, guys!